Hey, what's up, you guys? Bringing another action figure review to you, and this is the Scorpion. So this is another Spider-Man related villain that I've gotten, and I said I was going to get. So I'm very happy that I finally got him. Um, and let's get into the figure. Let's get to the review. Now, Scorpion comes with no accessories because he's not supposed to. So, if anybody were to gripe about that, it would just be ridiculous because Scorpion doesn't use nothing but his body and his tail, as you can see. So, let's get into this review. And I have some gripes with this figure, and I'm going to list them off. Number one, his tail is too long. I mean, it's nice, and it's also great that his tail is articulated. His tail is articulated, as you can see. You can bend it up, you could bend it straight, it can go straight, you could curl it around, you can bend and curl it around. You can do all kind of crazy things with this, but his tail is ridiculously long. I mean, that probably shouldn't be a complaint. It probably shouldn't be a gripe, but it kind of is for me because his tail is top heavy too, and I can barely get this figure to stand. I actually have to use his tail to balance him out so he can stand properly. And also with my figure, I don't know why it is, but in this diaphragm joint here, it shifts over a lot. And I'm going to assume that that's a part of the tail situation that I'm complaining about too. Another complaint I have is that they painted his mouth. Now, it's fine to have Scorpion painted all around here and then just leave his mouth open, here. But they painted it. Now, I know there's been different incarnations of Scorpion. There's been different artists who have drawn him. And there were times where Scorpion did look like this, but I never liked it. I always prefer Scorpion to have, this part up here green, eyes open, and mouth open. Another issue I have is that there's different color variations of green on this figure, and it doesn't really match. Now, from a distance, you probably wouldn't notice, but when you look up close at it, like I'm looking up at it now through the camera, different variations of green. Not good. So this Scorpion figure has problems. Tail is way too doggone long. They could have, you know, trimmed some off and just made it a decent long amount. But it is what it is. The bendy wire does work, but I kind of feel in some points that the bendy wire in the tail doesn't work. Like there's certain points in the tail I would try to bend or do something, but it doesn't really work. So that is what it is too. Anyway, let's get into the articulation. So he can't really look up that much, just a tiny bit. He can look down about that much. He does have attitude. His arms go out about that much. Full 360 rotation, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist, full 360 hinge rotation. He does have an upper diaphragm joint that you can, that you can play around with, all kind of crazy movement. He does have a turn in his waist rotation. He can kick forward out that much. He can kick back about that much. He does have an upper thigh cut, doubly jointed knees. He does have boot rotation, and his feet can hinge up. He can hinge down, and he does have ankle pivot. So there's no butterfly joint in this figure. There's no butterfly joint. So that's pretty much that for articulation. But the paint details on him are okay. It's just that the different tones of green is really throwing it off. They did good with the tail, but like I said, it's just a little bit too long. So I say that this is a pretty average Scorpion figure. That's what I would probably say. It's pretty average. I thought I'd get him standing next to one of his Villain Buddies Electro, a figure that I just reviewed. You could check that review out in my playlist. And of course, him standing next to Spidey, his enemy. So, a cool little pose right there. I tried anyway. I wanted to lift Spidey up a little higher, but he wouldn't go that high. And, you know, it wouldn't support the weight of Scorpion stand up. But, yeah, so I mean, it's a cool figure. Um, it's definitely a figure with problems, so I wouldn't rank him that high. I hope that down the line that Marvel Legends can make a better Scorpion figure than this. But I really want to get him because, like I said before, I want to start filling out Spidey's roster. You know, Spider-Man has a lot of characters in his universe, so I have a long way to go. But it just feels good picking up Spidey's villains. You know, Electro, Scorpion, Vulture, Stereo, Doc Ock. I got Green Goblin. You know, new updated Green Goblin, the newest one that just came out. But yeah, so I still need Craven. I still need Sandman. So I'm working on that. Hopefully, I can get those soon. But this is a pretty this is this is a cool figure. Like I said, it has problems, but it's all right. You know, it could have been better. But anyway, guys, that's been my review of the Marvel Legends Scorpion. So until the next time, see ya.